Hello, my friends, and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl, and this is Your Journey Yoga. We are going to focus today on just some really wonderful, good stretches for athletes. So, depending upon what kind of an athlete you may be, any kind of physical activity that you do, whether it's walking, hiking, running, cycling, gymnastics, dance, tennis, the list goes on and on and on. So, whatever kind of athlete you aspire to be, claim to be, or just in your heart and in your head, we work different muscles in different sports, but inevitably, we really kind of need a lot of the same basic stretches. There are some fine tuning that are always very, very good that are specific to sports, but this is just a really good general yoga for athletes. So joining me, thank you for joining me. We are going to start today down on the floor, but we are going to come into a child's pose position. So up towards the top of your mat, fingertips are going to reach out, and we're going to sit those sit bones back towards the heels. Relaxing the weight of the upper body down. Allowing yourself to just kind of sink in and noticing if here in child's pose, you notice that, wow, I am super tight in this spot. So believe it or not, child's pose should be one of the most relaxing places that you could come to. Notice where, if for any reason, it is not so. And that's going to be a great tool to use, great knowledge to have to help move you through your practice. Focusing where you need to focus to let go of that tension and tightness. Inhale, we're going to lift just slightly, and we're going to walk our hands out to the left, reaching through the right fingertips. We press our hips to the right and relax the weight of your upper body down. So now getting that really nice stretch all the way down that right side and into your hip. Noticing if there's any tension being held in the shoulder, the neck, the lower back, the hip. And again, through the front of the leg, through those quadriceps. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands back through the center, and now over to the right. Reach to your left fingertips as you press your hips to the left, and release the weight of the upper body down. Now, we are not known to hold tension, tightness evenly in our bodies. So as you move through your practice, as you move through these stretches, I want you to notice if one side you have a tendency to hold more resistance than the other. You are in good company if that is the case. Inhale, lift just slightly and walk your hands back through center. Extending those arms out nice and long. Once again, back to child's pose and see if we were able to let go of any of that tension. Arms are extended out nice and long, hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers wide. We're going to inhale up to a modified high plank. Knees remain on the mat. We lengthen through the crown of the head. Core is strong. Breathe, lifting out of those shoulders. Now you can stay on your knees or tuck your toes and lift the knees to plank. Again, strong through the belly. Find your breath. Now we're going to transition between these two poses, either from our down dog to our high plank or from our modified plank to child's pose. I'll show both. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift your hips to down dog. If you are coming from modified plank, you're sitting back to child's pose. And we inhale it back to plank, either regular plank or modified plank. As you exhale, back to child's pose. Moving at the pace of our breath, inhaling up to that modified plank or plank. Exhaling it back. Child's pose or down dog. Let's do two more. Moving at your pace. Inhaling to plank. Exhaling to down dog or child's pose. One more time. Just moving at the pace of your breath. And exhale. If you are in child's pose, tuck those toes, press and lift your hips to the sky. We come up to our first downward facing dog. Lengthening through the fingertips. Reaching up through those sit bones and allowing those heels to sink towards the mat. Find your breath. Bending that right knee, left heel presses towards the mat. Switch sides, left knee bends, right heel down.
So kind of as you think, as we move, think about your sport, you as an athlete. What muscles do you engage? What joints tend to take the brunt of the work? As we move through our practice, as we come to those joints, as we stretch those muscles, just notice how your body responds. Notice your breath. As you exhale, let both heels sink. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot through.
Left hand to the inside of your foot, back knee can come to the mat or keep it off. We rotate and reach that right arm to the sky. Now we're going to rotate that right palm towards the front. We're going to take that arm up and over and then up and back. And we're going to move in this big circular motion, moving at the pace of your breath. Inhale, reach it up and over. Slow, deep breaths. Exhale, circle the arm around behind. Reach as far back as you can reach. Opening through the chest, through the front of the shoulder. Inhale it up and over. Last time, up and back. Circle the back of your waist. So that mobility through the shoulder, guys. So important. Reach it up. And exhale, release it down. One hand on either side of your foot. Lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend right leg to the sky. And gently release it down. Holding your down dog or inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Roll those shoulders back. Tuck the toes, lift your hips to down dog. We shift our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot through. Right hand to the inside of your left foot. We rotate and reach that left arm to the sky. Reach it up as high as you can reach. Find that breath. Feel that length lift out of that right shoulder. As you inhale, rotate that left palm towards the front. Reach it up and over. As you exhale, circle that left arm around behind, far as you can reach. And again, inhale it up and over, using that circular rotation, that movement through the shoulder joint, that ball and socket joint, wanting to keep it loose. Not loose, but flexible, malleable, free of resistance, working with the breath. Let's take it up and over. And up towards the sky. Reach it high. Exhale and release it down. One hand on either side of your foot. Lift your hips, sweep it back. And extend left leg to the sky. And gently release it down. Holding your down dog or inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees. One push up. So as an athlete, it's important we're strong. Throughout the body, again, push up. Connecting the breath to the movements, recognizing one more, the strength within that breath. Lift your hips to down dog. Oh, pressing through the palms of the hands, guiding that weight back, noticing through the backs of the legs, hamstrings, calves, Achilles tendons, your feet. Head is heavy, giving that head a little shake, letting go of tension at the base of the head. Taking a gaze between your hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold, and just relax the weight of the upper body down. Find your breath. Bring the hands to the elbows, hold on. Now let's gently sway side to side. So being present, super important, guys. Anytime we're working in a sport, anytime we do any physical activity, really being present and mindful of what we are asking of our bodies, what it's ready to give. Have we given it the proper things to work effectively? Water, hydration, right? Sleep, rest, so important. Coming back to center, and how about those nutrients? Have we given ourselves the fuel that we need? Release the arms. And ever so slowly, roll it up. And that TLC, days off, giving the body time to recuperate. These beautiful stretches, shoulders roll down and away. Turn your palms to face the front. Tummies are tight, glutes are tight. Inhale, reach to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center. Shift your weight to your left foot. Reach down with that right hand. Take a hold of that right foot along the outside edge of your foot and draw your knees towards one another. And we're going to use the strength of the arms to pull that right heel in towards your bottom. Noticing if you are having to hinge at the hip a little bit, we're going to press that right hip forward. Left arm extends to the sky. Breathe. Stability. Strengthen those ankles and the feet. We gently release the foot, crossing that right foot above the left knee, pulling the hands to heart center, and we open that right knee out to about a number 4. So this figure 4 stretch in our balance, we're going to start to get into that right hip, and we're going to fire up the muscles in that left leg, beginning to sit it back. A little or a lot. You be the judge of what's right for you. You can always use a chair for balance. You can always use a counter. You can use anything that's handy. Find your breath. If you like, extend those arms to the sky. And we're going to play with the rotation of those hands. So rotating outward, rotating inward, whatever feels good to you. And notice if it doesn't feel good, where and why. Is it pain or is it challenging? Find that spot that feels the best and rise. Pulling the hands to heart center, we lift that right knee to 90 degrees. And let's press that right foot straight back. Hinging forward to warrior 3. Squaring our hips. Core is strong. Rooted into the earth through that left foot. Breathe. Really working to square those hips. To lengthen through the crown of the head. Bending that supporting leg. Giant step back. Arms extend to the sky. Warrior 1. Shoulders soft. Strong through that back leg. Deep into that lunge. And breathe. As you exhale, open to warrior 2. Hips, chest, and shoulders open to the side. Gaze out over that front middle finger. Shoulders reaching out, lengthening through the fingertips. Back of that left arm along the inside of the left leg, right arm up and over. Find that long diagonal line all the way down the right side of your body. Turn your gaze towards the floor with a little tuck of your chin towards that left collarbone. Lengthening and reaching through those fingertips. Feel that stretch all the way down the right side of your body. And let's rise back to warrior 2. Straightening your front leg. Back arm onto the back leg. Front palm to the sky, sweep it up and back. Reverse triangle. Strong through the core. Flexible through the spine. Working on balance. That right hand sliding down that back leg. And sink into that lunge. We inhale it back up to warrior 2. Windmill the arms down on either side of your foot. Back heel comes off the mat, and we come into a runner's lunge. Find your breath. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift your hips, straighten that front leg, back heel down, front toes lift, square your hips, and draw your nose toward your knee. We inhale it back to runner's lunge. Exhale, lift your hips, straighten that front leg, back heel down, front toes lift, nose toward your knee. And inhale it back to runner's lunge. Let's bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Bringing that back knee to the mat, top of the foot to the mat. Let your hips be heavy. If you like, come down onto your right forearm. You can always change your mind. Left forearm. Find your breath. We come back up to the palms of the hands. Feels okay to you, keep that back knee down. If you want a little deeper stretch, extend that back leg. And we're going to let that left knee roll open. As that knee rolls open, we get a deeper stretch through the groin. A deeper stretch through the front of that right leg. A deeper stretch into that left hip. Slowly draw that left knee back in. One hand on either side of your foot. Lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend left leg to the sky. Go ahead and open up your hips. Lift that leg just as high as you can get it. Add a flex of that left foot and a bend of the left knee. Draw your heel towards your bottom. Find your breath. Extending left leg once again. Slowly releasing it down to down dog. We inhale up to plank. Crocodile down. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. Inhaling up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. And exhale, let your heels gently sink. We take the gaze between the hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. And pull those hands to heart center. Find a focal point out in front. Shift your weight to your right foot. Reach back with that left hand. Take a hold of that left foot. Draw the knees towards one another. Now keeping those knees side by side just as best we can, pull that left heel in towards your bottom. Noticing if you needed to hinge in those hips just a bit, we're going to press that left hip forward. Extending that right arm to the sky. Getting that really nice stretch through the front of your leg, through your quadricep, through the hip flexors. Activating the muscles through the arms, through the shoulders, through the core. Breathe. Gently releasing that left foot, crossing that left foot above the right knee, pull your hands to heart center. Add a flex of that left foot, roll that left knee open. Our figure four stretch. Really nice for opening up through the hip. Adding our balance, core strong, we begin to sink. Breathe as low as your body is ready and willing to go. Challenging yourself, but being kind, honoring and respecting where we are within our practice. Extending those arms to the sky if you like. Breathe. And again, we will work to rotate through the arms, through the shoulders. What do we feel? What is that challenge? What is that stretch? Coming back to that place that feels good to you and rise. Lifting that left knee to 90 degrees. Open those arms out to a T or pull those hands into heart center. Now let's press that left foot straight back. Hinging forward to warrior three. So again, those arms can be extended out to a T, or you can have those hands at heart center just like we did on that left side. We lengthen and we press through that back heel. We lengthen and we reach through the crown of the head. We draw that belly button in and up. Bending your supporting leg, giant step back to warrior one. Squaring the hips, pressing that back heel into the mat. Shoulders soft, away from those ears. Breathe, slow, steady breaths. As you exhale, open to warrior two. Hips, chest, and shoulders open to the side. Gaze out over your front middle finger. Chest is tall, shoulders are soft. Breath slow and steady. Always checking in. How do we feel? Hopefully strong, solid. Breathe. Back of the right arm along the inside of the right calf. Left arm straight to the sky. Arms at 12 and 6. Gazing up, lengthening out of that left shoulder, rotating that left palm towards the front, reach it up and over. Long diagonal line, all the way down that side of your body. Slow, steady breaths, feeling that extension through the ribs, out through the arm. And rise, back to warrior two. Straightening your front leg, back arm onto the back leg, front palm to the sky, sweep it up and back. Reverse triangle. Lengthening and reaching through those fingertips, sliding that left hand down that back leg. Breathe. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, bend that right knee, sink low. And inhale it back up to warrior two. Windmilling the arms down, one hand on either side of your foot. Back heel comes off the mat. Runner's lunge. Core is strong. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lift your hips. Straighten that front leg. Back heel presses towards the mat. Front toes lift. Square your hips. And draw your nose towards your knee. Hello, hamstrings. Hello, calves. You might feel this in that lower back. We inhale it back to that runner's lunge. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, lift your hips. Straighten that front leg. Front toes lift. Square your hips. Draw your nose towards your knee. Just breathe. And inhale it back to runner's lunge. Let's bring both hands to the inside of the foot and bring that back knee to the mat. Breathe. Hips are heavy. We're checking in, my friends. How are we doing so far? Hopefully fantastic. Feels right to you? Come down onto your left forearm. Remember, you can always change your mind. And then the right forearm. Let your head be heavy. Keep that core strong. Now, so as we check in here, and we're thinking, do I have a little more room? Is this where I want to be? Is it too deep? Or do I want a deeper stretch? If you want a deeper stretch, tuck your toes. Lift that back knee. Find your breath. Now we can keep that knee off, or we can bring that back knee down. And we're going to let that right knee roll open. So, oh yes, lots of love going on through the hip, through the inner thigh, but there is a lot of stuff happening to help support us. Our core is strong. We are lifting out of the shoulders. We're drawing that belly button in and up. Taking care of ourselves. Slowly drawing that right knee in. Releasing that back knee to the mat. Let's come back up to the palms of the hands. One hand on either side of your foot. Let those hips be heavy. Take a big breath in. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, sweep it back, and extend right leg to the sky. Go ahead and open up your hips. Press that left heel towards the mat. Add a flex to that right foot and a bend to that right knee. Draw your heel towards your bottom. Just breathe. Extending right leg to the sky and slowly releasing it down. We inhale it to high plank. Crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. And exhale to down dog. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot to the outside of that right hand. Toes are off your mat, heel is on the mat. Now we're going to sweep that left foot in across from the right. Taking care of your knees. If this is not great for you, take a break for a moment. If there's another stretch you love, feel free to do that. We lift the chest or keep those hands supporting. So we can keep those hands supporting and not come quite so low into those knees. So if we're taking care of the knees or the hips, just stay high. Otherwise, garland pose. We lift the chest. We draw those shoulders down and back. Gently pressing the elbows into the insides of the knees. We stay strong through the core. We slide down. It's as though there were a wall behind you, and you want to get your whole back against that wall. Breathe. Now we're just going to gently sway, side to side. Little movements, not big at all. And it's okay for those knees to kind of shift side to side. I just want you to be mindful and take care of the ankles, the knees, the back. I want you to keep your chest tall. Breathe. Now come back to center and let yourself kind of just mellow, let yourself sink in. Breathe. Gently release your hands, extend those legs. Rock back to your heels, turn your toes towards one another, and relax the weight of the upper body all the way down. So now we feel this great stretch kind of in the outsides of the ankles as we come into that pigeon pose. Notice if you're kind of having to roll out to the outside edge of your foot, can you bring that big toe and the arch of your foot back to the mat? If that's challenging, great. If it hurts, not great. Adjust your feet.
If it's just challenging, you're actually strengthening the muscles through the ankles, the feet. That's a good thing. Now rock forward to your toes and bring your heels in line with those toes. Feet are hip width apart. Relax the upper body down. When you wrap the arms around the backs of the legs, just giving yourself a giant hug. A tuck of your chin towards your chest. So we want to take a hold of the forearms, the elbows, the triceps, whatever you can take a hold of. Doesn't matter if those knees are bent. I want you to wrap those arms around you as tightly as you can wrap them and draw your chin down towards the chest. Do you feel that space in that upper back between those shoulder blades? I want you to glue your hands wherever you're holding on. If you need to narrow your feet a little bit, that's fine. And we're going to slide those arms down the backs of your legs. That's going to naturally draw your upper body closer to your legs. Do you feel that great stretch down the backs of the legs? Do you feel that amazing stretch between your shoulder blades? Tuck your chin toward your chest. Breathe. Gently release your arms, let them hang. Give your head a little shake. Yes or no? Shift your weight back into your heels. Core strong, we're going to slowly lower down. At the point where you feel that you need to support yourself to a seated position, do so. If you are able to come all the way down with those feet together, extend those arms out in front. Can you keep the heels down? Maybe, maybe not, and it's okay. Either way, just notice when that happens. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Wherever it is. Release your hands, lower yourself down, extend those legs out nice and long. Flex your feet. We're going to bring that right foot in, and we're going to hold on to the shin, lifting the chest. Find your breath. Now let's, if it feels okay to you, cross that right foot over the left leg and pull the knee in. Extending right arm out, lift it up, circle it around, bring your hand behind you to the mat. Sit tall. Now we can use the strength of that left hand, left arm. You can wrap your arm around the knee, or you can place your elbow to the top of the knee. We sit up tall and we take our gaze out over that back shoulder, lifting the chest. A little tuck of your chin towards that right collarbone, and we're just pressing. But first and foremost, we're lengthening through the spine. A little close of your eyes. Spinal flexibility. Long spine. Releasing tension through the hip. Feeling that length down the back of that left leg. Slowly releasing that rotation. Coming back to face front. Go ahead and let that right knee roll open out to the side. Now if the ankle pressing on that top of the leg is not great for you, pull your foot to the inside of your leg. Sit up nice and tall, reach to the sky. Flex that left foot, rotate towards that left leg, hinge it forward. Reach it out. Releasing your hands, relaxing the weight of your head. So lots of love going on here, guys. Where do you feel it the most? So when I say love, you might not see it as love. I promise you, you are giving your body love. If this is challenging, that's love. You're making your body work in new ways, ways that it needs to be worked. If there is pain involved, that is not love. That is just pain. Listen to it, honor it, get out of it. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Release your hands down by your sides. Extend right leg out, left knee comes in. So we pull that left knee in nice and tight, and we sit up tall. We're checking our posture. We're noticing if this is challenging. So a lot of times by bringing that leg in, that can be challenging, and it makes us have to kind of lean back. We want to sit up tall. Feels right to you, shift that left leg to the over the right, and sit up tall. Add a flex of that right foot. So some options here as we release that left hand and circle it up and over. We can use that right hand to pull the knee in. We can wrap the crook of that right elbow around the knee, or you're welcome to place that right elbow to the top of the knee. And we're going to work to get as much rotation through the torso as we can. But first and foremost, lengthen.
Reach that crown of the head towards the sky. A little tuck of your chin towards that left collarbone. Breathe. So no matter where we are always breath, form, spinal length, taking care of our bodies. Ever so slowly releasing that rotation. Extending both legs out. Flex your feet. Reach to the sky. Exhale, lengthen and hinge it forward. Tummy down, chest down, hands. Relax the weight of your head. As that head becomes heavy, walk one hand forward and then the other. A little tuck of your chin towards your chest. Now, depending upon how far down your legs you can reach, take a hold along the outside edge of your legs. Take a hold of the ankles, outside edge of your feet. Or if you're able to, wrap the wrists, the crook of the wrist around the outside edge of your feet. Use the strength of your arms to start to draw that upper body towards your legs and to reach the crown of the head towards the toes. Working to flatten out that back just as best we can. Breathe. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Release your hands down by your sides. Pull your feet in. Leaning back on those hands is just a little bit. Core is strong. We're going to let those knees just gently rock side to side. So super gentle, you guys. Nothing major going on here. I want you to check in and notice if there's anything that you're feeling. Through the hips, through the lower back, through the shoulders. Now we're lifting out of those shoulders so we're not sinking in and hollowing out that tummy. We're always staying strong through the core. One more time to the right and back to center. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Butterfly. Turn your hands, fingertips point towards the back of your mat. We're going to press through the palms as we lift the chest, arching the back a bit. Roll those shoulders back, pressing the belly, pressing the chest up and out. Breathe. Now gently release. Now be mindful of your shoulders. We turn those fingertips towards the outside edge of your mat. We're going to do that same thing. Take a big breath in and press. Lift the chest, arch it back, draw those shoulder blades together. I want you to notice if it feels different. If so, where and how. And gently release. We're going to do that one more time. You guessed it. So we're going to turn those fingertips towards our bottom this time. So a nice little stretch for the wrists. If for whatever reason your body is not in agreement with that, guys, switch it up. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lift the chest. Roll those shoulders back. So breath, guys, anytime, any day, whether you're an athlete or not, our breath is key. Opening that chest, strengthening through the back, strong through the belly, and gently release. Coming forward just a bit, letting those feet pull out and away from you, round it forward, butterfly. So each day that passes, guys, gravity, because everything we do generally is moving forward, is pulling us forward, is rounding that upper back, is getting that upper back looser, lazier. We want to make sure that we activate through that upper back and that we stay open through the chest. We lengthen through the crown of the head and we rise. Rolling those shoulders up and back. Shoulders slide down and away. So that open chest, allowing for greater inflation of those lungs. Let's extend those legs out nice and long. Reach it out. Soften your feet. Close your eyes and ever so slowly roll yourself back. Take your time. Make it last. Close your eyes. And relax. Drawing one knee in towards the chest. And then the other. Hands to your shins just below your knees. Pull the knees in nice and tight. Breathe. Now press your tailbone towards the mat. Draw your shoulder blades towards the mat. Iron out that spine. Gently releasing your hands, placing those feet to the mat, about hip width apart. And now we're going to open up those feet. A little bit wider than the width of your mat, bringing the hands to the hips. We're going to draw that right knee towards the inside as you roll to the instep of that right foot, keeping that right hip from lifting just as best you can. So now we're working those inner thighs, those adductor muscles. We're getting that nice stretch through that lower back on that right side. Really working that mobility through the hip joint. Breathe. Releasing the right and slowly drawing that left knee in. So again, rolling towards the inside, keeping that left hip from lifting. It really wants to lift. Now, do you notice that one side, there's a little more resistance, a little more challenge? That hip wants to lift a little bit more. Maybe range of motion, not quite so much. We all have it, guys. And if you have those super open hips, oh, be thankful. And gently release. Drawing your left knee in towards your chest, and then the right. Hands to those shins once again. Breathe. We keep that right knee tucked in, extend that left leg out and down. Right arm extends out to a T, left hand to the outside of the right knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat just as best you can. Turn your gaze out over that right arm. And then just close your eyes. So super fun. Since it's October, I had to pull out the skull pants. Love me some skulls. Sugar skulls, any kind, as long as they're not super scary. I'm not a big fan of super scary. Just fun. And I know it sounds silly, but pretty skulls. We all have pretty skulls. Slowly release it back to center. Extending that right leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen that leg, little external rotation through that hip. Slowly lower your leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat, best you can. Turn your gaze out over that left arm. And I don't know if you can see my fun little skeletons up here that are in yoga poses. Super happy to be able to put those guys out too. I actually think there were a couple years when I didn't put them away. I just kept them out all year long. Little quirky things, but they're fun. Love them. Super nice that my family indulges me. Gently releasing that right hand, slowly rolling it back to center. Extending that left leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip. Reach out through those toes and ever so slowly lower that leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Bringing the hands down, placing your hands on your tummy, one just below your belly button, one just below your sternum. And we're going to take a moment to find a comfortable place. Any place you like that feels right to you. That can be on your back, your side, your tummy, a seated position. Whatever feels good to you. And we're going to take a moment and we're going to settle in. We're going to give ourselves permission to relax the weight of our being against our mat, against the earth. Feeling the energy, that amazing energy coming from our mat, coming from the earth. A softness in our breath. An awareness in the mind. An open heart. Healing energy moving freely. We visualize a healing light of any color gently moving through the body, mending, strengthening, healing. A moment throughout the body, every step of the way, with a sense of gratitude and love for this amazing body to give us this gift of mobility and breath. to do the things we love that give us meaning, fulfillment, to keep us strong. One of the very best things we can do for ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, is to keep moving. But knowing when it's time to stop, to rest, to reflect, to heal, and to take care. Allow yourself the gift of just a few more moments to let the mind, the body, the breath reconnect and just be. Slowly, gently, carefully, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Once again, bringing movement back to our being. Igniting that energy once again. The sensations of our bodies, the nerves firing, the muscles moving. We stretch our limbs, and again with a sense of gratitude, thanking the mind for allowing us to take this journey. A sense of gratitude that you have enough wherewithal to know that your body needs this time to stay strong and healthy and to be able to compete, amateurly or otherwise, or just downright have fun. Using the strength of your arms, we come up to a seated position that feels right to you. Sitting comfortably however you wish, resting your hands where it feels right. Gently close your eyes and take a couple more big breaths in. Gently pulling the hands to heart center. Gently open your eyes. Inhale, reach to the sky. Big circle of those arms out, around, and back to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found it rewarding, and your body is saying thank you. Your mind, your heart, clear and open. Until the next time, my friends, be well, stay safe, stay healthy. Until the next time, namaste.